All right, hello team. Today we're going to be talking to Robert D. Smith. He is the Director of Indirect Procurement for Factory and Distribution Center Operations, Capital Equipment and Tooling, and him and his team are the ones that are getting all the plants and the distribution centers, the personal protective equipment, the PPE that we need to continue operations for our essential operations. So, Robert, what can you tell us about your team? Who is on your team?
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for having me. I'd first like to say there's lots of people across the globe working on this problem, the problem of making sure we have enough PPE for everyone during the pandemic. I'd start off by saying all of you in the sites are doing a fantastic job of calling leads, calling suppliers, getting your site leaders, your EHS leaders involved where everyone's supporting and helping call every single supplier, no matter how small or large that supplier is, and really contributing to the overall supply chain and getting that enough of those PPE supplies in for every site, every plant, DC, and office building. I'd also like to recognize that it's not just one item; it's a wide array of items like face masks that we know about, but also hand sanitizer, gloves, face shields, non-contact thermometers, lots of things like that we're trying to find in order to get into a large bulk quantity level and send out to all the different sites. Essentially, there's a couple small groups that are working on this for every site, every SBU, and it starts off with our corporate EHS team. So that corporate EHS leadership team is really giving us all the specifications and the details of what PPE is required, who needs to have it, what quantities we need to be recycling through, and so forth. So it starts with them. They give us all the items and the quantities and the specifications that we need. And then on the procurement side, we have someone in here in the U.S. that's leading the effort. His name is Francis Case. And then we have someone in Europe named Duncan Worrell that's leading the effort, and someone in Asia Pacific, Chen Yu Chi, that's leading the effort as well. So we've got a leader in each of the regions that's leading the effort to find the local supply so that we can get it with short lead times and the volume, the quantities that we need. We're leveraging a very strong partnership that we have with the MRO supplier named Valen, that you may be familiar with. We're leveraging that partnership to help us with this buying power and being able to find these suppliers that have the quantities that we need, get them in bulk volume, taking them to a 3PL warehouse that we've secured, and being able to distribute from that warehouse at our signals. So it's a lot of effort from EHS to procurement to suppliers, and then all of you at the sites helping out and contributing as well as we're working through this literally day by day.
Well, it's just amazing what y'all are doing, because we hear about the shortages in the United States and that kind of thing, but you and your team have been able to find it somewhere in the globe, and it's just very much appreciated, not just by our teams, but of course by our customers. Because if we shut our doors, the customers wouldn't get this stuff, and our products, of course, are used in nursing homes and labs and, of course, residential applications. So it's just critically important that we were able to get back open, and so we really appreciate what y'all are doing.
Yeah, sure. I think it's remarkable to think about this. You really, during times like this, and maybe this is the most unprecedented time that we've ever seen globally, but in times like these, you see how the supply chain from customers all the way back to the suppliers, how well we're connected. In some cases, you see how well we're not connected, or how poorly we're connected. But still, you're right. It's almost like an ecosystem that if we can get some supply from something over here and we can move it to that plant or that DC over there, then we're able to keep that site running with no disruptions, and that's able to satisfy your customers with deliveries and so forth. It's really a big family and an ecosystem that's working together to keep things in continuous operation rather than having any kind of disruption.
Right. Well, yeah. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today and sharing that with the team. I know they appreciate it. We appreciate y'all. And to the teams out there, like I keep saying, we're going to get through this. We're going to be just fine. Wash your hands.